Hey everybody, I wanted to go over a little bit of pre-lab write-up for experiment number 3. This is the first lab where organic chem really begins, in my estimation, because this is the first lab where you're actually going to do an experiment and you have to mix chemicals, let them react, purify them, and figure out the yield of this thing and figure out whether the compound is good yield, good purity, bad purity. Okay, so the first thing that I want to modify based on what we have already seen in the previous 2 labs is this guy when we're writing our purpose. Okay, the purpose of this lab, experiment 3, is to synthesize pure cyclohexanol. And there are a lot of learning purposes or educational purposes or objectives in this lab, but this is what we are going to write about when it comes time to doing our analysis. So that's really what you're trying to do. Physical constants and pre-calcs, there's a modification for those 2 things, but I will tackle that in another video. The next thing is this reaction equation. So the reaction equation is really just going down to the lab, going down to where the lab is on Professor Sherlock's website. But basically what you're doing is you are writing this experiment, or this reaction equation. This tells you what you're starting with, what it's reacting with, any catalysts, and the products. So this is the reaction equation. It's up to you, but I will say you don't have to give me the mechanism by which this reaction occurs. You can. It definitely helps when it comes time to understand the chemistry. But this is the reaction equation. The last, as my voice cracks, the last thing that you are doing is right here, and that is the FSDT. That stands for flow sheet like this, and data table. And the same rule that applies here is what you're going to do here. You're just going to leave a page blank. So that tackles some of the differences, and I would definitely take a look at the other video to describe some of the actual pre-lab stuff and the differences with pre-calcs and the physical constant sheet. Okay, have a great day.